Life and business can be easy, but us silly humans love getting in our own way. My name is Nico Rapclis, and I've had a wild journey. From releasing traumas that I held on to for decades, to playing college athletics, working with multi-million-dollar brands, having a spiritual awakening, and now coaching incredible humans navigate their inner and outer world. The Just Grow podcast is my outlet to share and help others with life and business. After investing north of $100,000 into my personal and professional development, the Woo plus Do formula is what has served me best. A healthy combination of mindset, energetics, consciousness, spirituality, self-healing, and discovery, matched with a high-level strategy, principles, focus, optimization, and accountability to help you be, do, and have everything that has been placed in your heart. This podcast is for the impact-driven entrepreneur that is finally ready to start thriving internally and externally. Welcome to Just Grow. Yo, what's happening, my beautiful people? How we doing today? Just Grow podcast here, checking in. Nico Rapclis here, and I'm excited for this episode. It's going to be a little bit different than a lot of the other ones to a degree. I want to be explaining more of the Woo plus Do formula in the context of how do we energetically attract clients? How do we energetically attract ideal clients? We're going to be sharing the Woo side of this as well as the Do side of this today. So we're going to dive into some of the marketing aspects, the principles, the strategies, as well as getting aligned energetically so that you are able to receive that type of abundance. So I'm excited about this particular episode. I literally am just like riffing off the top of my head, and I absolutely love that type of freedom that it comes with. So I'm just going to be spitting up here and sharing with you guys what I got for you. It's all in my awareness, and now I'm just letting it out to you, and I'm going to bring you the best possible energy that I possibly can. I set the intention that I want you guys to be inspired, I want you to be motivated, but I want you also to have the technical tactics and strategies that you can go out there and implement literally right after this episode. I imagine it's going to be probably around 20 minutes or so, where you can go out there and apply this stuff so that you can start generating clients from an energetic standpoint as well as a strategic standpoint as well, utilizing social media, because all the attention is on social media. So yesterday, I'm just going to give you a little rundown on what's going on in my life, and something that has been very helpful for me is I went up to Sedona yesterday. It was Sunday, just did a solo me day. Oh gosh, those things just recharge me, and I just feel so good after I do that. If you guys do not get out into nature and even do solo days, I would strongly recommend it. It's been pivotal for me. I mean, it's practically the reason that this podcast is even a thing at this point. My greatest ideas start downloading in, especially when you do some breath work, some meditation. We have some guided ones. I'll put those down in the show notes if you guys have interest in checking those out. But I wanted to share some of these principles, some of these downloads that came to me, because I have some amazing ones. They got some big visions coming to life here in the near future, so stay tuned. But as I've been mentioning on previous podcast episodes and then on my content on Instagram that I share a lot, is that I've been investing into new mentors in terms of the energetic side of things, because I really wanted to learn that even better and honestly master it, because it's absolutely imperative. And my mentor, she gave this metaphor that I was listening to, and she said that, with the Woo plus Do formula, the Woo is kind of getting energetically aligned and knowing what you want, and all the mindset and the energy behind it, and just deciding and going after what you want. That's more of the Do side. So the Do side is go decide on what I want. The Woo side is energetically allow it. And a metaphor that she dropped yesterday that I listened to that just spoke to me so much is if you have the Do, if you just decide you're going in this direction, but you don't get on board energetically, and you're just kind of go, hustle. It's kind of like walking out into the ocean, and within this ocean, there's a tsunami coming your way. Okay, it's a tsunami, and you're just trying to stop the tsunami by yourself, right? It's great, you're moving in the right direction, but if you're not energetically aligned, then there's literally no point, right? There's no point, because it's just going to burn you out. It's going to frustrate you. And when you get the results, you won't even be that happy. So That's why we're so big on the woo plus do formula. So it's about getting energetically aligned. It's about removing those subconscious blocks. And I'm not going to go dive too much deep into that on this particular episode because we've done that a little bit already on previous episodes. We're going to continue to do that more, but I'd like to mix this up with some more of the do strategy. Okay. Now, I will say one thing. Okay. This is one thing that I will help you understand on the woo side of things. Is a lot of people will be asking like, well, how do I get energetically aligned? And so one of the things, and I've heard this from multiple mentors, and it's been something in my awareness that has significantly helped me. Really, it's one of the best practices that you can do. I'll just kind of cut to it. Is a milestone practice, or I like to say like building a case practice. And so what I'm really meaning is you want to put together every single month. You want to put a list together of all the things that you're fucking proud of, that you've accomplished, that you've done, that you became, like all the small little things. Because when you start acknowledging all the small little things in your life that are amazing, it's just going to draw more of those in. And again, energetically speaking, is that you're going to start feeling a lot better about yourself because you're not feeling like you're behind the 8 ball. You're not feeling like you're behind because you're like, oh, I need to be somewhere where I'm not yet. But rather you're like, wow, I did this. I relaunched my podcast. I did a masterclass. These are all the things that I was putting in there. And just like even little things. I started making more posts frequently on Instagram. I'm literally making 6 posts a week, 5-6 posts a week. I want to get that up to 2 times a day eventually. But it's just like I feel so good about myself every time I put together this proof. And that's really the thing is you want to give yourself undeniable proof that you are improving, that you are getting better. A lot of us don't do that. We don't feel like we're getting ahead and we're going and we're moving towards where we want to go and we're not being who we want to be because we're just not acknowledging ourselves because we're so hard on ourselves. How about we be a little bit kinder to ourselves? How about we share a little bit more gratitude and appreciation? I mean, just think about yourself as your best friend. Hype yourself up. Damn, that was so tight. That was so tight. I mean, I remember yesterday I was just having a good ass time, like I said, and I was just listening to some music, and then I was just reflecting on that, and I was thinking about all the things that I've done over the past month. And one of the things that I was really, really proud of was we brought on a new client into the Vision Accelerator, and on her onboarding call, like from the time we did her the initial call to her onboarding call, already massive shifts. And she's having breakthroughs. She's already much more aware and conscious of her thoughts and the type of energy that she's putting out is very, very beautiful. And I was just thinking about that. I was like, damn, like that's tight. That is so cool. That is so cool. And it's like I was just sitting there like hyping myself up like I'm my best friend. Like, dude, that is so sick that you brought on a client. You're already helping her significantly. And this is just the beginning. You're just scratching the surface. Like that's the type of energy I brought to that practice. And because of that, now I'm going to continue to have much more to be grateful for and much more to be proud of. And I don't feel like I'm behind the 8 ball because I built myself up. And you want to do that on a consistent basis. So every single month, make sure you're putting together a milestone list, a proof list that is building you up and make you feel really good. Because when you're feeling good, you're going to attract more of what to feel good about. Right? So I know I said I wasn't going into the woo as much, but you can't stop me sometimes. All right. So let's talk about social media. Let's talk about strategy. Let's talk about like actually how do you market? How do you get people to pay attention to you? Well, here's one thing that I want to share with you, just as an overarching principle, is they say that in order for 2 people to become best friends, they have to spend a minimum of 50 hours together. Minimum. Okay, think about that. Minimum 50 hours together. And what is that illustrating? It's illustrating trust. When 2 people spend a lot of time together, they're building trust with one another. So it's the same thing for your clients is you want to be building trust with them by putting out content. Okay? Putting out content, whether that's on Instagram, whether that's on Facebook, whether that's on YouTube, whether that's podcasts, wherever it is, like you want to be putting out content. Content is very important right now. Okay? That's how you build relationships and you get people to consume your content. That's building the relationship up. Now, again, just to ping right back to the woo real quick, if you're not energetically aligned with your content and feeling good and pouring a good energy into your content, people are going to feel that. Okay, it's very, very important. It's like the tsunami. Like if you're just putting out content to put out content and you're not feeling inspiration, inspired by the content you're putting out, don't put it out. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. It's not at all. So feel aligned, feel inspired. That's why I go to places like Sedona, because then I'm juiced up and I'm inspired to put out content. I get all these ideas, these downloads, and I'm inspired to put it out. You guys can feel it, right? Because the energy doesn't lie. You put that out, right? So once you're energetically aligned, it's about putting content out. And this is what I strongly recommend you guys do as well, is you pick a short form platform and a long form platform, and then you also have something like email or text message to like communicate with people more directly. Because basically a metric that you want to be shooting for is 6 hours. Now, it's not always the easiest to be like, oh, I know exactly when my clients are hitting or my prospects are hitting 6 hours of watching my content. But that's just kind of the awareness that you want to have. You want to say, like, how can I get these people to watch and consume 6 hours of my content as quickly as possible? And if you're just making 5-7 second reels, that can take a while, right? So that's why I recommend that you have a short form platform like Instagram that you can utilize and gain attention and utilize that resource that has the potential to go viral literally on every post. But then you funnel people over to a long form platform like YouTube, like a podcast, like even Facebook. Facebook's a little bit longer. But that's really the key. And then when you start collecting emails, you can send emails to those people about your long form content, about your offers, about your master classes, about, you're doing a group coaching or one-on-one coaching, or if you run an agency model, whatever it is, like you have a place where you can like send offers to people. Because that's the other thing too, is like you build content, you build relationships, and then you actually put offers out there. So many people think it's just about, I just want to keep on putting content out, and why is no one attracted? Well, there's a big conversation to all of this. I'll just start sharing a lot because there's a lot in my head. So one of the things is like, yes, put out content, but be strategic with your content as well. And I like to run campaigns over just content. So there's always kind of like, it's event based, right? So if there's a masterclass, that's an event that you can wrap your content around, saying, hey, we're really excited about, this on Friday because we're doing our masterclass. And you can lead that up to the date, 5 days in a row of just saying, hey, masterclass, boom. And then the next week it's something else. Like, for example, I kind of did that. I did that exactly, where I did a masterclass. The following week I relaunched my podcast, and my campaign, if you will, was everything dedicated towards relaunching my podcast. Next one is going to be, we're actually going to be doing a live event. We're going to be doing some different, I can't share too much with you guys, but that's the whole idea, is like run campaigns over just content. Now, not to say that you always have to have like every single week has something new, but those are going to be stronger. That's when that's when you activate people. Because the worst thing that you can do, one of my mentors shared this with me, he's an absolute legend when it comes to marketing. He said that the biggest mistake that business owners make on social media right now is they assume that their followers know exactly who they are, what they do and how they help people, why they should buy from them, and why they should buy right now. And when you run campaigns, it answers all those questions because it activates your prospects. It activates buyers within your audience. You might not be getting clients because you're just not activating your leads. They don't know who exactly you are. They don't know how you're helping people or what you do. They don't know why they should buy. They don't even know if you have anything to buy. And they don't even know why you should buy right now. So again, a campaign activates them and gets them realizing, oh, he's got a podcast. That's what he does. He does podcasting, right? Or a masterclass. Oh, he does masterclass. All right, boom. I understand that. And then when you get on a masterclass, whether it's a free masterclass or a paid masterclass, and then you do some type of upsell on the back end, then that's just like one way to look at it. But you get people to masterclass, they consume a lot of your content, they consume like an hour content, building up more trust with you, then you make an offer at the end, right? Therefore, you give them a reason to buy and a reason to buy right now. So it's all like encompassed in that. And two of the biggest influence triggers when it comes to selling and persuading and influencing people is scarcity and urgency. Now, I don't recommend that you go over the top with this type of stuff and say, there's only 2 copies left and you have to buy in the next 7 seconds or else everything's going to explode. There's people that take advantage of that and really overdo it with that. those type of things. But the whole idea behind campaigns inject all that scarcity, that urgency into the event, because it's happening at a certain time and then it's ending at a certain time. So that's kind of the gist. I think that's kind of like the majority that I want to talk about, but really put together a system, really put together a plan. The most successful people in the world have a system and a plan for everything. Now, things are going to change and evolve, but again, like the quicker that you can put a system around something, the easier it actually gets done, because that's the thing. A system actually makes sure that things get done and creates consistency within that process. So that's why I'm always like, if something is important, I put a system around it. So for me, I put, personal development is obviously a huge component for me, and it's a huge piece of my growth. I put a system around that, and that's what we teach inside Vision Accelerator. We have this KPI sheet that turns different colors, turns red when you're not performing, and turns green when you are doing the things that you said you were going to do. So we do a lot of different things, but like the thing that I recommend is just always putting a system around it. If content is really important to you, put a system around it. That's what we're doing right now. As we revamped this podcast, we want to make sure that we're getting these episodes out consistently, because that was something that actually became kind of a challenge for us, is that our system wasn't in place for our content, and it started burning me out. So now we're working really hard on figuring out a way so that we can consistently push out content without burning me out, but continue to bring out creativity, inspiration, motivation for you guys, so that you can take action on this. Because I realize the more content that I put out that I'm inspired about, that I'm actually enjoying and loving, the more it's beneficial for everyone that's actually consuming it, taking notes, and of course taking action on it, right? So I truly, like, this podcast, it's designed to help you guys literally become everything that you want, right? I know Hormozy talks about this a lot, but he kind of plays the long game, and he's like, I want to start working with people that put me, partnering with me on their vision board, and 3 years later, we're doing hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So that's my goal, is I want you guys to be able to take this information and go apply it and get results and become the person that you want to be. Now, obviously, if you want accountability and you want customization, obviously we're here to help you. We open up the Vision Accelerator every once in a while. So if you do have interest in that, obviously you can book a call, and we can kind of tell you if we have slots available, if now's the time. We're kind of figuring out exactly the route we're going to go. We're changing a lot of things. We're trying a bunch of different things. We're doing some events coming up, a lot of things going on. But if you guys do want more information, you want some more accountability, more customization to your specific situation and experience, I guess, obviously all this stuff will be in the show notes, and you can potentially book a call if it's still down there. So I think that was kind of the gist. But again, just to kind of recap, is it's all about the woo and it's all about the do. It can't be one or the other. And we go through phases. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit more woo, sometimes it's going to be a little bit more do, and sometimes it's going to be a really healthy balance. But when you go too far to one side or the other, that's where you can reach burnout, or that's where you can reach kind of just not doing anything. If you go too woo, you're just kind of what's the point of anything? You just sit down and meditate all day. You're very present, but you're not getting anything done, and that can stress you out as well. So it's a healthy balance. We are spiritual beings, but we are living in a physical world. So it's about marrying the two. And once you do that, once you really build a system around that, as I mentioned, it can be so powerful. So that's kind of what I wanted to share, how to energetically align yourself and actually attract those clients through social media. I feel like one other thing I want to share, just because this is in my awareness and on my heart lately, is that I've made a commitment that I'm mastering social media, and that's why I'm posting so much. And I even set up a test account in a different niche, just to test some things with Reels, and I'm literally posting 3 times a day, and I'm learning so much. I'm just starting out, but I've already gotten, I was just looking at it today, I've gotten 12 email leads. I've got almost 100 followers after I think it's 2 or 3 weeks of posting 3 times a day, which just goes to show, this is the first month, and it's just really powerful. And understand that reels right now are hot, and what really it's all about is you do 5 to 7 second reels, and then you encourage people to read the caption, because what Instagram really likes is they like when people watch more of the videos. They keep watching the video. So if it's a 7-second video, they watch it for 7 seconds, or they even watch it a couple times, right? Or 10 times. And what happens is when you get someone drawn in on your 5 to 7 second reel, and then it says, hey, go read the caption, and then someone goes to read the caption and they're reading the caption, the whole time the video is still playing. So then it actually counts as, them watching the video, meaning you're making Instagram a lot happier. They're going to start showing that reel to more people. You're getting more exposure. And literally, like, if you set it up and you're doing it with a good call to action, getting someone to comment the right word, and like that literally could bring in, tens of leads, dozens of leads, hundreds of leads, thousands of leads with one post, with one 5 to 7 second reel, and you just write a caption, right? And that's why, again, I come back to, it's about putting that inspiration into your content, because yes, you can get Instagram to work for you, you can get the algorithm to work for you, but if you're not energetically in line, you're not putting a good charge of energy into that content, people are going to feel that, and then therefore they're also not going to pay attention to it, they're not going to read it, and therefore it's not going to work, because Instagram's just like, So again, it all aligns together, and that's why we practice the Woo plus Do formula. All right. Well, I think I'm going to cut it off there. I know I said this was going to be about 20 minutes, and I think I hit it perfectly. So hopefully that gave you guys a shit ton of value. Let me know if you're seeing this on YouTube. Let me know down in the comments. If you're on any of the platforms, I would especially love a review. That only helps us in the algorithm, from what I understand. It doesn't hurt, and a little bit of social proof. Really helpful, because again, we're looking to get this information into the masses, and I think I'm bringing a different kind of flair and energy to this type of content, because some people will just stay on the woo, some people will just stay on the do, and I think that's beautiful. And I've learned so much from both sides, but I think it's when we marry the two. So want to bring this to more people. If you can leave a review, let us know how we did. Send me a DM. What was your biggest breakthrough? And share it. Right? Share it with some people that need to hear this, message, so that they can really get energetically aligned, start attracting dream clients, and living the best life that they possibly can, building businesses, making money, and just having fun and smiling during the whole process. Okay? So share our content and treat others the way you want to be treated. Love you. Peace out. Keep going, tree. Talk soon. Bye-bye.